Good afternoon, everyone. I want to start off by asking you all a question, or asking you to do something mentally. Everybody here knows someone who is a good storyteller. Does anyone know anyone who's not a good storyteller? You know people who are good storytellers. I want you to think of that person right now in your mind. Someone that you know now or used to know when you were growing up, a long time ago. Giving you a moment so you really do it. Think of that person in your mind. Why are you engaged with their stories? What makes you want to listen to them? They're just telling you about last weekend. They're just telling you about a vacation they took. Something happened when they were a kid. But they make it so engaging. Think about why. I bet what you're probably thinking to yourself is, well, they use good detail. They animate it. They use their voice, they use their physical positions to bring the story alive. They're making you visualize things that they're saying. So they are engaging you with their words. And the reason I like to start out with that little exercise is because it puts you in the seat of the audience for a moment. You're the one receiving the story. So if someone who is activated and engaged and animated engages you, and if visualization and images that you can form in your mind engage you, I bet you anything that same stuff will engage the jury. So whatever engages you, you can use to engage others. Essentially, a good storyteller is going to make a story human, they're going to make a story clear, and they're going to make a story active. And I'm talking at the simplest level. The people that you just thought of in your mind probably don't use a PowerPoint when telling you their stories. They probably don't provide a video accompaniment or draw a chart. And they certainly don't tell you their stories in facts and figures and spreadsheets and charts. They are telling you stories with images drawn with words and basically no visual accompaniment. And it works. This is available to all of us. And that jury that's sitting there in that box, that's waiting to be engaged, that's waiting to know what are we supposed to do. They are just coming out of their lives where they are doing this kind of thing every single day. They're watching movies, they're watching TV shows. They are engaged in various ways with their friends and listening to stories. They're doing this all the time, and so are you. So you can meet them in that spot that they already are by speaking a language that they want to hear, which is the story language, the narrative language. This second part is particularly critical. Clarity, clarity, clarity. Really, the fact of the matter is, if they don't understand what you're talking about, there is no way they can care about what you're talking about. If they don't understand what you're talking about and care about what you're talking about, they're never going to do what you want them to do. The fact really is that logic is not all that persuasive. Logic is persuasive to a point, and ultimately things do have to logically add up to be persuasive. But if you think about it, we spend a huge amount of time valuing logic over just about every other form of persuasion. And it really doesn't necessarily work. Things can be perfectly sound and logical. You can have all the best evidence in the world and still lose the case. Why? Well, I'm sure there's many answers you can come up with, but it could be that that was the only tool that was ever used. So if it is clear and they care, they just might go your direction. So let's look at how we actually clarify the sometimes very arcane and difficult language that we have to put in front of them.